Do you want to improve your pitching? Of course you do. Everyone wants to hit the ball a lot closer. So let's go and have a look at how I can help you do that today. Let's go and get you improved. Hi everyone, and thanks once again for tuning in to Smash Factor TV. My name's Natalie Adams. So with today's video tip, we're going to have a look at helping you learn how to get your pitching a lot closer to the target. Now, what's really important when you're pitching is obviously to strike the ball well, but that's no good if you hit the ball too far or too long. So what we've got here, we've got a game set up that's going to help you with your pitching and your distance control for more than anything. So all I've done is gone out onto the practice range. We've got a flag at 30 yards, we've got an umbrella at 40 yards, and then another umbrella at 50 yards. You can pick the distances that are important to you. They don't have to be 30, 40 and 50. You don't have to use 3 of them. Just think of the distances that you would generally need when you're on the golf course and then practice those distances. But I tend to like to have 3 different distances there for this, and then I might go to distances of 30, 60 and 90 as well. If you don't have a practice ground where you can pop umbrellas out, you're at the driving range, then hopefully they'll have some markers out there. But if they don't, then maybe just hit 3 balls out, just different distances, and then work on hitting the rest of the balls close to those distance markers. Okay, so with the game here, if we look out onto the range there, we're going to play shots and just get a feel for 30 yards. Once we've done that, we're going to get a feel for 40 yards, and once we've done that, we're going to get a feel for 50 yards. Now, what we want to work on here is, once you've got your basics set up, I'd play the ball centre of the stance, stance just slightly narrower than usual, about sort of 60% of the pressure in your left foot. So if you think where the zip is on your trousers, if you get that centred between your feet, that should pretty much get you 50-50. So you want to just go slightly to the left with that zip, and that'll just set you just slightly more into that left foot. You don't want to be too dominant in that left foot, but you definitely don't want to be on the back foot with the pressure in the feet. We want to set the club head behind the ball and the hands just to the left of that. I'm a right-handed player, so to the left of that, just so they're ahead of the ball. So we're going to take the ball and then the turf. But what we want to work on when we're playing this game is, as we're hitting the balls initially at 30, we want to work on maybe swinging the club back to where we feel kind of hip or maybe waist high is, and then swinging through to hip or waist high again. And we just want to see how far those golf balls do with that repetitive swinging from hip high through to hip high. Doesn't matter what the distance is, but let's just have a go at doing that. So here we're just going to go from hip high to hip high. If it doesn't get there, it does not matter. We're just learning how far that shot would go. Okay, so that was hip high to hip high for myself, and that's pretty close to that 30-yard marker. So I just want to repeat that maybe 5-6 golf balls to get a feel for that. Now I'm going to go so that I go back a little bit further with the backswing. So I may be feeling that my hands are more waist high and that club head is a little bit more head high, and I'm going to swing through to the same sort of follow through position as well. Just going to see how far that makes the ball go. And then once I know how far that makes the ball go, I'm going to hit maybe 6 or 10 shots just to repeat that. And then I'll do the same again for my third swing, but this time I might feel more like a 3/4 swing. So I'm going to feel more like my hands are up at shoulder high. So basically here we've got a short swing, we've then got a medium swing, and then we've got a big swing here, or whatever you want to call it. It really doesn't matter what you term those 3 positions. It's just knowing you have those 3 different positions. And I'd hit maybe 10 shots from each of those positions to start with, and what you're looking for is to get repetitive distance from the both, from all of them. So as you swing back, it doesn't matter what the distance back is, you go to that equal distance through and work on keeping the pace the same as you go through. Repeat it quite a few times there. I've sort of said 5, 6, maybe even up to 10 times, and then when you're used to that, then what we want to do is advance that on now. So we're thinking, okay, if your hip high to hip high swing doesn't quite get to 30, you need to go a little bit longer. It might be that your medium swing goes to 30, but it's knowing that distance, and now you can go for that target. So then start to pick the targets off. To start with, again, I would keep the target static, so maybe hit 5 shots just at the target, working on, maybe you need to be a little bit firmer as you go through if you need a little bit more distance on it. Maybe you need to just swing a little bit shorter just to get the distance right. And then ultimately you want to take 3 shots, so just take 3 balls, and you want to play 1 at that first distance, 1 at that second distance, and then 1 at that third distance, because that's what you need to do on the golf course, that little bit more. You're not going to know exactly what distance you've got, so you haven't got sort of 4 or 5 goes at it. So ultimately you want to use this drill to build up to be able to go 1 shot at the flag, 1 shot at the umbrella with the white section in it, and then 1 shot with the umbrella that's black. Okay, let's have a go at that and see what we get and how close we can get. So I'm pretty happy with all of those 3 shots there. They've all finished really close to those umbrellas. It gives you a great bullseye to have a go at, because you've only got a couple of feet either side of where the actual spike is that goes into the ground. So if you can hit that umbrella, you're getting really, really accurate. But have a go through that little drill on the practice ground. It really will start to help you dial in those pitching distances and that control that you've got with your pitching. It's a game-changing golf tip.